And welcome back to Palmyra. We do the quick changeover for that one. That was nice here. Everybody hears everybody? Coach, you got us over there?
Yeah, doing well here, Jeff.
All right, Coach Oren joins us here for the first one here. First game's in the books, and I'll tell you, the first half, Raiders with that great defense picked up the big lead. It looked like it was going to be a blowout, but Palmyra came back and stayed with you out there. And I know Coach has the first question about what did you say at halftime?
Well, I was pretty frustrated. We had kind of we had the game going for a long time, and then Claire Williams took off, and she's a good ball player, and she started making plays, and we couldn't stop her. So I'll give her a lot of credit, but we just lost her. We started doing things that we weren't doing good team things. We were kind of individually. So I was very frustrated. So we had to get back to the basics and get the ball down to Tristan, and let our point guard Ari Bueller run the show.
Yeah, I was talking about, I love your inside-outside game. And when your inside game's going with, is it Hummel underneath?
Peeper.
Peeper underneath.
Yep.
That really opens up your outside.
Absolutely.
And I love your full court man-to-man. Your girls really get after it.
Years ago when my dad brought me over to Quincy Blue Devils and watched Douglas and the boys when I was a youngster, I just love that style. And we try to try to have our girls play like the guys.
Yeah, and I didn't have the headset on. And I was sort of curious. In a nutshell, what did you tell them at halftime? Because they came out loaded for bear.
Well, I just told them they got away from what we do well.
Right.
We had built that lead to 27-8, and we were 2 possessions away from really putting them away. And like I said, we let Claire Williams get loose on some threes, and I think she knocked down 4 there in probably the last 3 minutes, and those were just big when we had a chance to really come out and put the knockout punch, and that's what I wanted going into a really big game tomorrow with Troy. We were on a college court, and we were trying to save some legs, so there was a lot of frustration. Not that I was looking ahead, but we just had an opportunity there that to put the game away.
You got a minute 7 to go. Two-part question.
Sure.
What do you like so far with your team? Because it's the first time I've seen them, and what do you need to improve on to make yourself better?
Defense is always going to be our calling card, and we do play good. Even though we gave up a season high in points, we do play good defense when we need to.
Uh-huh.
I think once we figure out our transition and get into our secondary options, I really think that this team will take off, and that we can when we make it easier on ourselves to get good downhill looks first and then get the three-point shot when everybody's collapsed in.
Good. It'd be fun following you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I saw a lot of good stuff from Lauren Hummel with her passing tonight. Stratton, who always does stuff on both ends of the court, and Bueller as well. So good victory for the Lady Raiders. And a busy week for you. Get after it and then enjoy Christmas.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
And that's Coach Eric Orenhout. His comments are brought to you by QND Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. And, of course, he spends his time during the holidays with that. And you can flip them if you want. I bought it.
Which one am I keeping on?
Keep the one that you had on with the black tape on there. That way we'll keep the other one for the coaches. We weren't ready for the 3 headphones. We just got it in. I love it because now we can go right to the coach. And when Andy Douglas is sweating from the game, I don't have to give him my headset, which works out pretty good.
I got the right one on.
All right, I'll bring you back up there. Pre-game show, by the way, here at the second game. Sorry, we transitioned pretty fast there for you, and that was good because we went right from the one into the other game. We'll catch up with everything else, and, of course, our comments were by QND. We'll get a timeout when we go to the break. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's take a timeout. We'll have the national anthem. We'll come back with the Blessing Health and the Blessing Health and Sports. Well, actually, they're orthopedic and sports medicine, and they've got us covered from head to toe. They're the sponsors of the starting lineup. We'll be back with the Raiders and the Panthers right here in Palmyra, meccasportsco.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
From competitive youth sports to high school and college athletes to fitness enthusiasts, sports injuries can easily put you on the sidelines. Our orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians are here to diagnose and treat your sports injuries should they arise. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
It's The Who, that's right. I knew that was something, waiting for that song to come out. The Who. The Raiders were announced already. The starting lineup for the Raiders dressed in blue, and they're white and gold. Alex Dance, number 3. Carter Miller, number 14. Jace Allensworth, number 15. Jackson Canoyer, number 20. And Bo Aftek, 24. And, of course, Greg Altmix is the head coach for the Raiders. On the other side, Brian Ray, of course, he was out at Palmyra for a while there. He also had kids coming through St. Dominic's, actually, there.
Oh, okay.
At one time. Brian, of course, is the head of the Panthers. And we'll check their starting lineup as they did it in the dark, so I'm going to have to wait till I see him on the floor.
Yeah, I was trying to listen, too, but that announcer's got a good voice.
Yes, he does.
It sort of comes right through your headset right there.
You know, I saw Tom Lepper announcing some stuff at Quincy High when they do their scrimmages, and it was online. He had a great voice, and he could have been an announcer, just a quality. Here's your starting lineup on the other side. It'll be Tate Hammond, number 23. Number 22, Mason Smith. You got number 2 out there, Luke Shepard. Also number 11, Hudson Bach. Of course, Bear Bach was here last year, and he is playing at Columbia College. And in the center circle will be Tippin. Hammond for one side. The other side was Miller. And catching your last one of the first foul, Ryan McKinney rounds out that lineup. And, of course, Palmyra in their home white trimmed in black and
honestly,
orange.
I don't think you need to make that call right there. Do you?
That or after that, no.
No, you don't need to make that call. That's a silly call for a foul.
Hammond gets called for the first foul. Good drive by Dance to the hole. Misses. Rebound Palmyra. First game, girls did a great job in transition. In the half-court set, shot inside, no good. Oh, and great position there, and for the putback, inside position for Tate Hammond.
Yeah.
And the first bucket of the game goes to Palmyra.
A little faster pace here, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. I don't know, that first game was pretty good pace. Miller inside misses. Canoyer gets the rebound by reaching around. Bo F-Tank outside for 3, no good. Rebound Palmyra inside. McKinney on that rebound. Brian's boy, of course, a Notre Damer there. We mentioned the McKinney-Little family reunion they always have over here.
We're sitting right in the middle of half court. You can see the whole family.
Must be in the front row. Driving to the left side, that is Smith. Goes inside, good block there by Canoyer inside. Canoyer got in some foul trouble down in Hannibal the other night. Of course, the Raiders went down to the end there. Josh Pickett's team won 58-55 in that ball game down at Korf Gymnasium.
I played a few games in that gym.
Indeed, you fouled out of one of them, and I played a lot in that game, actually.
I fouled out of a game?
You guys were in foul trouble, and I got to take on Gene Hall's son a lot. And, of course, Gene and I made it to Culver together the next year, along with Dr. Brown.
Gene Hall's a good man, too.
Yep. Actually, that was the next year, because I tied the game with the last-second shot at the pit. Jim Trine won the ball game, and I passed it to him, and we beat Hannibal the next year. That was one of the – anyway, let's get to that in a minute. Bad pass there. Palmyra takes it away. Trip down memory lane a little later on. Shot from the left corner for 3. Good. Nothing but net, and he knew it. He held that goose pose, and the three-pointer by Mason Smith. Palmyra with a 5-point lead, 5-0. Inside. Good job inside. Canoyer misses it. Ball's kept alive. Allensworth. Short baseline, no good. Rebound inside, that's McKinney. Half-court set from the right side, no good.
That was more in than it was out, wasn't it?
Went all the way around to the 345.3. Folks, it was almost a 360. Raiders have the basketball. Drop it down the block. There's Carter Miller. He went strong that time. Ball bounced out on him. Pushed inside. He's got some nice height in that left-hander. That's Bruce's grandson, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Sure, we give Bruce a shout out there whenever possible. Inside 6 minutes, first quarter action here at Palmyra. Palmyra with the lead, 5-0. Raiders in the half-court set playing D. Pushed in the left corner. Quickly picked up is McKinney in that corner. 5 on the perimeter. Nobody really playing and a lot of those offenses don't play the post unless they flash into a high post. There's a pass that was tipped away. Substitution already in this one. Hammond got 1 foul, so you're going to bring in Pierce White, number 1, a guard, into the Palmyra lineup. Allensworth comes up to pick up McKinney at the timeline. We'll hand that ball back off to White. Here we go with the perimeter passing.
Yes, weave, I guess, would be a good word to use, wouldn't it?
Yep, and then McKinney takes it to the hole. Dance, bodies him up. Got away with the first body, and I think he could have released there. McKinney had a tough time with the shot.
Yes.
But Dance has gotten so much stronger. I didn't recognize him the other night, and he's gotten bigger and stronger out there.
Yeah, I see Dad standing down underneath the basket down there right at the doorway.
Foul was called against the Raiders. That would be Alex Dance
Obviously,
first.
is the Quincy girls basketball coach.
Indeed. Just saw him with a tough loss last night against Alleman Catholic. First free throw, no good for Ryan McKinney. He'll have another one.
Oh, man,
no good for 2.
That was way off.
Knoyer gets the rebound. Raiders down court. Inside. Allensworth strong to the hole. Jace with the first basket for the Raiders.
Notre Dame again, sort of like the girls, a little full court pressure. Not so much the trap as it is just picking them up as soon as they throw the ball in, making them earn that possession all the way down court.
Back on 5 on the perimeter. Every once in a while, a flash inside, and I would imagine if there's a flash to the basket, you'll find the pass there. White goes left side, passing up a 3. Driving into traffic. Ball movement. And really, it's almost wait till somebody takes a shot because the ball is moving quickly. You can follow it just as easy as I. There's a nice backdoor cut. That's what we just talked about.
Yep.
High post. Flashing up was Luke Shepard. And then they expect the guy to keep coming around to get the ball. That time, though, he made the cut and then made a cut to the basket. And McKinney going back to the line to shoot 2 more.
Let's see if he has a little better luck with these 2 free throws. That second one that he shot, that was flat and barely made the rim to the left side. Nice little arch. Ooh,
and it rolls in and out. And it was an instant replay, by the way, on the last one because Dance get called for his second foul. So he's going to take a seat. Knoyer also takes a seat. Actually, it's F-Tank makes the seat. Young comes into the game. Also Jackson Pyatt, Connor Young. Allensworth stays in the ball game. Gavin Dolman comes in. And the second one is good. Dolman, he's a strong football player, too. He can play strong inside.
Right through the hands.
And right down
Connor
to the corner.
Young. He was wide open and just, I think he was getting ready to shoot and forgot to get the ball first. Notre Dame, again, full court.
We'll come back and pick that pressure up. Ball goes to half court. Palmyra in the half court set already. In the left corner, trap. Miller was there and Dolman both. Miller left, which was a good idea. He came over here to the right wing. He picked up Bach, who kept back in. Bach drives in. He did not have it. Pyatt will pick it up. Pyatt will get the long pass. Young with good hands, brought it in like a receiver and take it in for the layup.
I take for granted he plays football?
He does not, I don't think.
Oh.
It's just the way he caught that ball and in stride brought it down. He might be playing next year. Coach Cornell, you see that? Raiders stay into that man-to-man.
Very active defensively by the Raiders. 6'4" Palmyra up here, 3:43 left, the clock running.
Bach on the right corner. There's that cut to the basket. Almost a travel. In the lane, lost the basketball. On the floor, Noah Williams had checked in.
For those people watching, and by the people listening too, you put the ball down on the ground, that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose possession like that. If he would have kept that going to the basket, he would have had a nice little left-handed layup.
Checking back in is Smith. Checking out will be McKinney. Robbie Reed in the game. Carter Miller checks out. So Reed, Young, Pyatt, Allensworth, and Gavin Dolman. Thank you. I had to do a double check there. From the corner, nice spin move, fade away, good.
That was
a nice shot by Bach.
Yes, it was.
As we mentioned, his brother was a good ball player. He's down at Columbia right now. Off the left side, Pyatt pulls up, no good. Dolman the strong rebound, and Dolman comes up. Dolman comes back and almost just barely touches the ground and then goes right back up with that one. And we got a foul on the other end.
Well, for a second, I thought he was wearing the number 80.
You said, it's funny, I said the same thing the other
Doesn't
night.
that look like an 8?
His 3 is coming together, and I swear it looks, because I thought it was maybe what he wore in football. Foul was called on number 12. That will be Williams.
I did. I thought that's the highest number I've seen in basketball in a long time.
Which you couldn't do because you have to use 2 hands. That was part of the rules. Although with everything else they've changed, I'm surprised they haven't changed that.
Yeah.
And they actually did, I think, because even numbers 1 through 5, they almost 1 and 2 you couldn't be allowed.
I think that's all changed.
Almost
That's
a double dribble there.
Yeah, Coach Altmix, you got a good point right there.
Smith dropped it by accident.
The only thing the official could say is, you know what, I think you're right, and I missed it, because that was obviously a double dribble.
He just dropped the ball right in front of him.
And Coach Altmix went over, and the referee put his hand on his shoulder. I think that's what he said. Coach, I probably missed it. I apologize.
Good officials, again.
You just admit it.
You're doing the same thing. You're here to do the game.
Yes.
And you're not an enemy at all, as that people used to think. Raiders in the half-court set, approaching 3:35 left first quarter action. 8-6, Palmyra with the lead. Good backdoor cut. Robbie Reed went strong, got back at the 45, but missed the shot. Might have been partially blocked. Palmyra with the basketball in the half-court set. Lost in front of there was an unforced turnover right in front of the Raider bench.
Took those words right out of my mouth. That was an unforced error.
Back in the ball game will be McKinney. Sitting back down is Smith.
Now the Robbie Reed, is he any relation to the Reed girls? Or is that a different family?
It's definitely a different family.
Okay.
Because I knew Doug didn't have a boy.
Oh, they got girls.
Yep, all
That's
girls.
right.
So keep him honest.
Doug didn't have the boys.
So
His wife did.
Yeah, that's true. Doug, of course, part of that Devil team back in '79. Allensworth, good spin move from the left side, and he gets every part of the rim to help that one go. Jay's his second bucket. We're tied at 8.
Notre Dame come back from a 5-0 deficit to tie it up 8-8 with 1:50 to go. Clock running.
Drive, McKinney to the basket. 3 guys were there to block the ball. You had help from Reed. I think Dolman was there as well. Either way, McKinney's going to go shoot his 5th and 6th free throw of the first quarter. So, again, driving to the ball. He gets to the free throw lane with his athletic ability.
Yeah, he drives to the basket, draws a foul, or he's going to get an easy bucket, one or the other. And he's, like you said, he's active at the free throw line as he misses that one. What is he at the free throw line?
1 for 5 right now.
I was going to say, he's only made 1 at the shots.
Foul was called on Robbie Reed, his first. Raiders 4th with 1:47 left in the first. Reed checks out. Jackson Canoyer back in the ball game. We got a lot of, we got some experience, but we're young too, which is nice. And we're deep.
I might have to leave. My wife just texted me. My Santa's down.
Oh my goodness!
I think I run home, put him back up real quick, and get back.
Amy, you got that one handled. Dolman on the foul there. His first. Actually, they did call that Canoyer. Actually, we got either 2-0, 3-0, or 8-0, depending on what number you like to take. At the line will be Smith to shoot. In and out.
Man, if they've made their free throws, they'd be up probably 6 points.
They're having a tough time at their home gym, too.
And that's unusual. I could see on the road having a little bit of trouble, but at home.
A deep background like WIU used to have that you're not used to, or something like that.
And it's funny you say that about the deep background. I love the distance between his second free throw goes up by McKinney. 9-8 Palmyra here with 1:45 to go.
Was that McKinney? That was Smith that time, though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I had to think there a couple seconds. 9-8, as Coach mentioned, 1.5 left. First quarter action. Bounced it inside. Dolman loses the handle on the ball. McKinney comes away with it. McKinney back down in the set. We catch up with the action. McKinney trying to get a screen off the right side with Michael Jackson. I'm trying to figure out he's got the glove. So
that may have been a deflection, but nope, no call there.
So Raiders basketball.
What I was saying is the distance between the sideline and the fans. That a kid can really go after a good loose ball and not have to worry about running into a bleacher. And look at the distance underneath the basket. Obviously, there's no seats there, but there's enough distance where you really be aggressive on loose balls.
You talk about a lot of gyms that you mentioned. Mount Sterling, back in that regional championship that's shown up on. You grew up in Quincy, and that was tight.
Oh yeah.
The Pit is one of those. Not much space on that front line.
Quincy High.
Little more room there than the Pit, right I think. Yeah, especially on the ends. Left side, Canoyer sees a 3. No good. Dolman from the weak side gets the rebound. Finds F-Tank, corner, no good for 3. Ball's tipped. That was kept along by Young. Inside missing the shot was Allensworth. That's about 4 offensive rebounds on that transition. Less than a minute to go in this quarter. Let's go back inside. Allensworth comes back out. F-Tank. No good on the 3. Weak side, that's Young. Canoyer's there too, and they might call on Canoyer, even though Young.
I think Young is the one that's probably going to get it, but we'll see. We'll watch the official as he walks over here. Yep.
I was going to say, he definitely made the foul there.
Yeah, that was Young that they called it on.
The problem is, Coach, with 34.5 seconds,
You
aggressive
need to do that.
defense, but you just walked all the way the other end, like we
Right.
mentioned, for free throws. No good. First free throw.
That wasn't even close.
Nope. I was going to say the glove, but I think that might be a injury or something.
Oh, on his hand, his
And
left
then
hand.
where's the glove? Yeah, I can just tell from out there. So, if so, I'm glad to see somebody playing. I'll have to tell you off center here with second one. No good. Inside ball goes on the floor, but taken away by Miller, who just grabs that ball. Half court set. Knoyer all the way in. Finger roll, kind of a reverse there. And Knoyer gets a score.
First lead for the Raiders. 10-9, 19 seconds, clock running.
Down to 15. Raiders putting the pressure out high. Young doing a good job. Oh, nice job by Young stopping the ball there. Long three. Young flies out into the second row. And Knoyer did the same move that Smith made on the other end. Down to 2 seconds. Shot. Young looking for the foul. Will not get it. And that's how we end the first quarter. Smith hits the bucket. A competitive quarter as Palmyra 11, QND 10. Back for the second with Wellman and Longo on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
One quarter in the book over here at Palmyra. 5 quarters total if you're counting the girls' game out here. Good game in the first one. Palmyra came back as Williams had 11 unofficial, or 20 unofficially. Still missing a three-pointer over there, and it might have been hers. Raiders won 58-44. Thank you to Coach Orrin for coming out. He also thanked me. I thank him for one of his good buddies that played baseball with in college.
Who's that?
He's over in Springfield. He actually happens to be my daughter's landlord.
Oh.
So I asked him what he likes, and for some reason I just said, what's he like? Is he a bourbon guy or something? He goes, yes. He's a Bama fan and a bourbon guy. He actually has Bama plates out there as well. So thank you for the Christmas gift ideas.
There you go.
Second quarter starts off. Raiders will have the basketball. In the set.
Alec Dance back into the lineup for the Raiders.
2 fouls on him right now. Dance, F-Tank. In there with Knoyer. F-Tank from the right side. Bo with a good move. Drives to the basket and scores. He had a couple good looks at threes early in this one. He's a good shooter. Of course, him and Allensworth were my former neighbors out there in Fieldstone. Allensworth moved out to Columbus Road a little bit farther. Don't have a geography special here as sponsor. Raiders in the half-court set, man-to-man. Left side, three-pointer taken in front of Pyatt. No good. Rebounded inside Knoyer. Knoyer comes down the left side to F-Tank. Bo got to an angle where I don't think he was going to be able to make the basket, but the nice thing is he made the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And I know a lot of people, I was watching the Notre Dame fans and the bench, they thought there should have been a foul at the end of the first quarter, but the thing is, when you go to make that contact, you're probably not going to get that call. And, I mean, did he get fouled? Probably so, but I just don't think you're going to do it when you lean in to get that last-second shot. First free throw good.
Yep, Bo hits that. By the way, had a great golf year again, went back to state and finished well.
I played golf today.
Didn't see Bruner.
Didn't see Coach Bruner out there, though.
He went for biking today.
Did he?
Yeah, I joined him. 7 minutes left, first half action. Raiders lead 14-11. Palmyra has the basketball in the half-court set. Crossover dribble there by Bach. Now he got down to one leg, and he shot the ball, and it bounced around the rim and went in, so Hudson Bach gets the bucket. Other end, shot taken inside, no good. Palmyra heads back the other way.
A little out-of-control shot there.
Palmyra with that. Hopefully they don't go too far there. Nice shot inside. Mason Smith with the basket. 2 quick baskets over here from Palmyra. Regain the lead, 15-14. Knoyer tries the reverse layup, isn't there. Let's head the other way. Smith back to the top of the key. That's White in the ball game. We'll check that lineup with you. There is Canoyer with a good steal. Canoyer gets in transition, but coming behind him is White to take the ball away. In the half-court set for Palmyra, McKinney down the baseline. Kicks it back out, Bach. He'll step in for the 15-footer, good.
He's got a nice little run going right there, Mr. Bach, doesn't he?
6 straight points, and now Palmyra has a 3-point lead.
And unforced error. We stepped out of bounds there, being the Raiders.
Expected coach to maybe call a timeout when I heard that buzzer. 5:57 left in the half. Palmyra with a 17-14 lead. Bringing the ball up court, McKinney. White is in there. Bach just made a backdoor cut, is not there. Shepard still in the ball game. Hiding out here in the right corner is Smith, waiting for a 3, I'm sure. Bach pulls back for a 16-footer, good. And a little fadeaway. That looks like somebody might have taken against his brother to keep from getting his shot blocked.
In the backyard.
And he connected.
And he's going to foul.
And he will inside his dance.
But he's got, how many has he scored for them? The last 6?
Last 6, he's got 8. Now, Williams also snuck one in there, too.
So he's allowed to foul?
Yes.
Okay.
And, he's talking about your scoring and all that. If you score 20 and your player only scores 15, that's successful. If you hold the play, depending on your other player, you might score 30 points, but your other guy scores 35.
Remember the reward system that Coach Conover ran?
Oh, it was a lot of points in there.
Oh, man.
Left side. Good. And it wasn't a three-pointer, was it? I thought dance. Oh, good. They called it, but I didn't see the official pull it up. And with that three-point, that's Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. The Raiders come out and put some passive pressure on. And McKinney throws the ball out of bounds, so Raiders will get the basketball back. So that's a nice job after that 8-point run by the Panthers. 19-17, Panthers still with the lead.
A little frustration on the Palmyra's side as far as covering and doing what they're supposed to do, and it's led to a couple of mistakes by them, and the Raiders taking advantage of it, especially their full court man-to-man.
5 minutes left in this first half. Dance is on the left side, comes back in. Dance does a great job of getting to the 45, but doesn't hit the board, but Dolman's in there. Dolman's shot is partially blocked, though. Gavin hard on the boards. Bach looking for another one of those opportunities to lean and take a shot.
You got the hot hand. Look for him.
Inside 5 minutes, first half action. Shepard comes over to screen for McKinney on the left. Pick and roll, went into Shepard. Shepard lost the handle, and it will go back to the Raiders.
Ooh, I agree, Coach.
I thought maybe the Raiders knocked that out of bounds
now
on defense.
The coach is Ray, right? For Palmyra?
Yes, Brian Ray.
Was he at Payson?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. Had a good run out there before coming across the river.
Now, Tyler Dusinski's out there, right?
Yes.
Payson?
Tyler's doing a good job. And, of course, he was with Quincy High for years there as well. Tyler played at Notre Dame when he finally came back to school. And he was the son of Cindy Reel, your classmate,
yes.
cheerleader.
Yes.
Good drive inside by Carter, but White takes the ball away from him. White gets it down court. Inside to the hole. Shepard hits the bucket. Shepard with a good basket there. Raiders back in the half-court set. And a traveling call on the Raiders.
He took that long step before he put that ball down.
21-17, Palmyra with the lead, 4:11 left, first half action. I was jumping in the third quarter with that last bucket there. Carter coming out. Robbie Reed checks back in. Jackson Pyatt stays in. Gavin Dolman. Jace Allensworth. And Connor Young. Palmyra in the half-court set. Back to the top. Shepard goes left side. Long three by Bach. Not on this one.
He's not bashful, is he?
Not at all. Weak side rebound by Pyatt. Pyatt takes it all the way down, up, under. Robbie Reed gets the rebound, misses point blank. Dolman will get the rebound. He'll take a short little hook, and he'll get the score. Gavin Dolman getting to the scoring column with his third and fourth points. And it's a 2-point deficit for the Raiders.
What a quick half.
Boy, and inside, too. The guys are really hitting it hard on the boards.
Yes, they are.
Missing some point-blank shots, but taking the ball there. Dances a couple times has really tried to get back to that 45, but he's gone up he was going to the basket, but just let it out of control. White down in the right corner, comes back out. Shepard will go up to the top of the key. Bach will have it up there. 3:15 left, first half.
Mason Smith recovering from a poke in the eye underneath. He got hit pretty good. See him rubbing his head.
I saw that.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good.
McKinney drives to the basket. Ball bounces around. Jackson Canoyer gets the rebound for the Raiders. Pyatt comes down the left side. Skips to the right side. Allensworth. Oh, he would have got the three, but his foot was on the line.
Good call, over the back.
I saw it from here, the line, and the official put the three up.
I didn't think it was a three, did you?
No, it wasn't.
No, okay.
He put it up there. Reed's going to get called for the foul. Only the first in the second quarter by the Raiders. The second, though, for Reed. No, he was on the line for sure.
Yeah,
and when
his
he threw up
hands
his
went
three,
up, but I thought, what are you doing? His foot's on the line. You can't give him a three for that.
he was behind the play. White getting inbounds. He got it into Bach. And a good call there by the official. As sneaking up behind was Young. He tipped it, and it was off Bach's leg. And it will go back over to the Raiders with 2:50 left in the half.
I don't think that was a foul. I see Coach Ray trying to talk to Mr. Bacham about that, but he got the ball and knocked it off the young man's leg, right off of Bach's leg.
In the left corner, Allensworth drives inside, puts it out in front. Missed shot there by Canoyer. Rebounded out in the far corner by Palmyra. Across the timeline now is Mr. McKinney. Back to White. Bo F. Tank picks him up. Raiders are staying in that man-to-man. I love matchup zones, but you got to learn man if you're going to try to play a matchup zone too. Miller comes out, picks up McKinney off the left wing. Into White in the left corner. White comes all the way around to the top. Here comes Bach in that dangerous, but instead it's a nice backdoor cut.
Great offensive set right there. A little weave dribble out front and then a backdoor pass. Raiders quickly down court. Shot
that was made by Reese and Miller. And the Raiders, if they would have came up on that, might have had a charge.
Yeah. 23-9 Palmyra with a little under 2 minutes. Minute 55 and counting. Palmyra with a 4-point lead and possession of the ball.
Raiders back on defense in the half-court set. Still in that man-to-man. Reed's out there. A's on Miller. Ball kicks over to the right corner. Bach, who's had some nice shots in the second quarter. Tries to do a spin move against Young. There was help there by Robbie Reed, but a travel called.
Yeah, he shuffled his foot when he did that turn right there. He switched his pivot feet. That's a good call by the official.
1:35 left, second quarter, first half.
Yeah, Mr. Bach wears his emotions on his sleeve, doesn't he? Or his shoulders. He's pretty verbal as far as toward his teammates and in the play, but nice ball player.
Only a sophomore, so again, he's still got to work on the toughness. His brother Bear is a tough player. Into the half-court set.
Call a block there?
Well, I thought it was almost a flop. It is a warning on a flop. Raider basketball. I heard that the other night, too. The first time they called Longcore on a flop. After he came down, after shooting a three, made contact, and they called it a flop. Inside, turnaround
did
shot.
Did he get warned?
Yes. Inside, good rebound. Reed lost it, though, and he got it to Dance. Raiders get another opportunity. F-Tank sets it out. Let's reset the offense. Get it to Alex Dance, your guard. Allensworth on the left. Bo F-Tank on the right. High post Carter Miller. Now Reed pops up on the left. Good backdoor cuts, couple of them. Miller looks, he spins. Miller goes up left hand, off the glass, no good. Almost committed the foul. Heading the other direction.
Travel. Nope, jump
ball. So good defense there. 3 Raiders were around. When Mason Smith got down there, he had nowhere to go with it. Alternate possession there will go back to Palmyra.
Should have dribbled himself into that problem.
He did.
Yeah, he should have saw that all his teammates were behind him. Should have pulled it back out and let his offense run. You got a 4-point lead. There's no reason really you have to score right now.
And especially you take it into a triple team there.
Nice inbound.
Inside McKinney. Oh my!
Wow.
McKinney had 3 guys around him. Allensworth reached in, but as we know, if you're going to grab at somebody under the basket, bring the ball down 2 in their arms. Allensworth shook his head. He couldn't believe it because the ball got up over the iron and just snuck over the iron for McKinney.
Strong move. Weight room. He got fouled, and he just kept that ball, kept that arm going. Boy, he is struggling at the free throw line. Ooh.
Continued to struggle there after that rebound.
See, now I don't know if that's a foul.
It's a no contact. Well, Reed came down, and then Smith came down and was there, and it was just incidental, but you got to call it because otherwise it's going to be a travel.
I think most coaches, I'd rather take the travel call than the foul. And Coach Ray trying to get an explanation, and I'd probably have to be in the same boat with him.
Raiders with 46 seconds left in the quarter. Transition, pass, corner, drive.
Silly
Allensworth.
foul.
Good job by Allensworth going strong to the hole. Allensworth gets the score, and he'll have a blue-collar opportunity.
And what foul is that on McKinney?
McKinney's
Oh,
first.
just his first?
Yes.
He's an aggressive player. I thought maybe that was at least his second, but no, it's his first.
Only Bach has 2 fouls on the other side. Raiders have Reed and Dance with 2. Dance got those early in the first quarter. So 41.8 left in this first half. Allensworth drove so hard to the hole there. Nice play.
And block out.
His dad could play too. He played up a little Palmyra or at Payson. Speaking of Payson, completes the 3-point play, 25-22. Raiders still in the half-court set.
Yeah, that cross-court pass is a tough pass to make with that on a small field like this or court to get that across without someone intercepting. The Raiders picked it up with ease.
Down to 22 seconds left in the half. Pyatt dribbles in, lost a hand on the ball. Wyatt picks it up. Not Wyatt, but White. Long pass down court. That'll be the recipient for Mr. Bach. He'll take it in for the layup. Raiders got to bring it down. Down to 7 seconds. Stolen away. Bach's heading back the other way. Inside, double block shot. But it's going to be a foul. And heading the line will be Shepard to shoot 2. And that flurry right there built the 5-point lead with 1.5 left. Pyatt called for his first. Raiders third. 4 on the other side for Palmyra. Shepard misses. Yeah, we'll go over halftime free throw percent.
It's got to be 20 maybe. That might be a high guess.
I know Coach Ray can't like that. You can't do much for anybody when they're out there on the free throw line and they're not hitting them.
Especially your home court. There's one.
1 out of 2 there from Shepard. Raiders with 1.5. Long shot hits the glass, and that's how we'll end up with the half. Good finish by Palmyra. Your halftime scorer, Palmyra. Shepard hit the second free throw, right, Coach?
Yes, he did.
And it's 28-22, Palmyra with the lead at the half.
Interesting half. Again, like the girls' game, it's the first time that I've seen both these teams play. I would say that, in my opinion, I don't think Notre Dame has gotten into a groove that they want to play. Consistency as far as their offense and what they're trying to do. I think it's been more of a helter-skelter, up and down, but no rhythm. But you know what? It's only halftime, and now you take a 10-minute halftime. Is that what it is in high school?
I believe it is. Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
So that's just my opinion right there. I think the second half. I was watching Coach Altmix there. There's Jane Reed right there. I was wondering if she was here or not. I was wondering, it come out this second half, what the Raiders will do differently than what I saw this first half, because I don't think we really saw it. Have you seen the boys play?
Friday night against Hannibal.
Okay.
And I'll give you a little breakdown on that during the half as we'll take a break. We'll come back and break it down.
That's just my opinion right there. I think they're very good aggressively defense. I don't think that they've got into an offensive flow, and that's why I think they're down 6 points.
There you go. Coach Longo and I will be back at halftime to talk more about this one and what's coming up the rest of this week as well. Halftime, Palmyra 28, QND 22. Back with more halftime activities, meccasportsco.com.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiberg Insurance at 217-224-7774 and let them help build a Pekin insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
And welcome back to Palmyra. Jeff Wellman, Matt Longo, as we look out there at the Pom-Pom squad of Palmyra. Nice job out there. Well, we got this game going, and I'll tell you what, two evenly matched squads. First quarter ended. Palmyra was leading 11-10. We really didn't have any runs until the run when Notre Dame led 14-11, and Palmyra went on an 8-point run, took a 19-11 lead, or 19-14 lead, excuse me, and then they snuck in a little 4-point-1 a little later on. But it's mainly just been back and forth, but that little last 3 points of the half gives Palmyra the 6-point lead when they were up by 3 at the time.
Yeah, and Palmyra has been very patiently offensively looking for that easy bucket. And the general for them is obviously Bach. How many does he have?
Bach he had 2 in the first quarter, and he had 4 buckets in the second, so he's got 10.
10. He's a nice ball player for a sophomore, right?
Yes, and the thing was he made the little fader on one end.
Yes.
He had a fallback, and then he had that nice long shot from the left side. So he was key out there. All right, we're going to ask this stat. You know, you look at the first half. Raiders have only taken 3 free throws. They've nailed all 3 free throws.
And
on the other side, first quarter, Palmyra made 2 free throws out of 10, so 20%. Second quarter, they go 1 for 3, so 3 for 13. So under 25, was it about 21, 22%?
I
That's
said,
the top of my head.
I'd be shocked if it was 20. And just think if they hit all those free throws. It's not even a close game right now if they hit all those free throws. You know, 10 more points, you're up 38-22 if they hit those 23%.
Yep, just off the top of the head, and that's pretty good math. Usually have it in my head. They're stuck anyway.
You know,
so
the greatest
coach
thing,
can't really do anything at halftime for that, though.
No.
You can't go in and coach it,
No.
and you can't tell the players about it because then it becomes a mental part of the game, and then you've really screwed them up. So you just go, come on, guys, we know we can do this. By the way, we get to shoot at the home basket. The Raiders were 3 for 3 in the first half, so maybe that's where the lid is off.
Never know, but 3 for 13 has got to be a focal point at halftime with your players. Say, guys, if we made 5 more free throws, look what the score would be. But you're missing 10 free throws, and some of them weren't even close.
Looking at that first, and of course, poor Mr. McKinney's struggling because he's a good ball player, can take it to the hole. He's just not finding it there at the free throw lane. And so put the first half behind you, come out in the second half. Little cowbell. There you go. I need a little more cowbell.
Cowbell.
Love it.
Okay, Will.
I love it. So anyway, looking at the rest of this week, we had a makeup game last night, so I got to make the trip to Alleman for those watching there, and I think they were watching at a local establishment I saw on Facebook, so I hope you enjoyed the broadcast from there. Tonight's the Palmyra doubleheader. Tomorrow night I get the night off, although Coach Orrin is having a game at the John Wood Rumble. They play Troy Buchanan. I was already committed to be out of town for bash duty. That's my grandson. So we come back on Thursday, and it's Quincy High girls' last game before the tournament when they go up to the State Farm in Bloomington Normal.
Who do they play?
East Moline. And East Moline won the conference last year. They're not won a game yet this year. Graduated a lot of people. So it's an opportunity for the Devils to get back on track with a victory. They've had 3 good games against Sterling, Galesburg, and Alleman, all at the top of the conference, losing by 2, 3, and 4, I think it was.
That's what I told my wife last night when I was watching. I said they've lost to 3 teams in the conference by the scores of 2 points, 3 points, and 4 points. And a basket here and a basket there. They had a good shot against Sterling, you said, right?
Yep. Jada Brown fired a 3.
They had a chance to tie it against Galesburg, right? 44-41 they got beat.
Exactly.
And had a 3-point shot. And then last night they could have cut the lead to within 1 Chloe was driving down the lane and tried to drop it into somebody underneath the basket and went out of bounds, and we couldn't recover from that. But that was like, 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, game was over at that point. But, they'll get back on track. And like we said, every team I can say this about too, nobody goes home with an early season loss.
No.
You get to build, and with new teams, you build for the end of the season.
Losses are good during the season. Build some little more character in your team.
Although if I went undefeated for the season, I'd still have some character too. I'd be a happy camper maybe.
I did one year.
Yes, you
did.
did.
And it got upset in the sectionals.
Was that the one that off the head you told me?
No, that was at the state tournament.
Okay, with off the head and into the goal.
This is when we went up to East Moline and outshot the team like 34-1 and got beat 1.
So that one wasn't the shot. I was mentioning that on the air after that, and I had to say I wasn't sure if Coach Longo said that one shot was that, but that was a game at state then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was at state.
So then we look at Friday night. We head off to East Moline. That'll be Coach Pettit and I. He'll be joining me down at East Moline. That will be a good ball game. Blue Devils, everybody said Blue Devils and Moline, top 2 teams in the conference. They forgot about Rocky. Rocky's playing some good ball, and East Moline's that 4th team who can get after it. And then after they come home, Saturday night, of course, during the day, so folks that are out there, Rumble on the River, I think 12:30 Notre Dame girls play, 3:30 Quincy High girls play, then 7 o'clock that night, the Blue Devils will host the Raiders at Blue Devil Gymnasium. We're going to go out and catch a couple of those games, but we just can't broadcast the 3:30 game and still get to the gym.
Try to get to the high school.
Yeah, it would make it, but then we also talked about getting back from East Moline at midnight or so, and then doing that. I think I can make it. I think I got stamina. I got the 4 days off after that, so all I got to do is be Santa Claus.
Now, I know
some point.
tickets went on sale today, didn't they? For the
last week they went on sale at Notre Dame. So I'm not sure how each.
I think today they went on at 9 o'clock is when they went
open
on
to
sale.
the public then.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, there's tickets.
Yes.
I mean, they always say that it's going to be a sellout.
The first years when it was coming back.
Yes.
And actually, I had a call working at the CYO at the end of the day. Joe Kuhlman called and said, "Hey, Cashmans can't make it. They're sick. Would you like the tickets?" And I said, I really wasn't planning on going. So I stood there with Steve Muhlenfeld and Kerry Anders at one end, and so glad that I did make it. It was a good ball game there and kind of fun, so part of the festivities. So,
are you going to take a break here, or are we going to go right into the game?
We're going right into the game.
I want to say this right now, because those people know. The best thing about tonight was the 10 minutes between games. You go to a soccer game, and then sometimes I just shake my head. Coaches say, no, we need 25 minutes to warm up. Well, you got a whole field over there. Go over there and warm up. But 10 minutes between games, and were we rushed a little bit? Sure, but you handled it well, and away we go. I think there's so much emphasis. You go to a college soccer game, and sometimes they take 30, 45 minutes between games.
Sometimes based on TV markets, stuff of that nature. But I agree with you on that. So, hey, third quarter's ready to go here.
And here we are. And Palmyra's up 28-22. I don't think that Notre Dame got into a sync as far as offense like I probably say Coach Albix wanted, but we'll see what happens here. First possession says a lot.
And, Coach, I will bring that up. We talked about that at halftime of how they've looked so far this year. F-Tank gets in front of the basket. His shot's partially blocked. Trying to save it with Shepard. So let's give you the lineup first for the Raiders. And also Dance's 3 looks like an 8 now. So that's not the only one there. F-Tank, Allensworth, Canoyer, and Carter Miller. That's your lineup for the Raiders in the third quarter. Went right over the top of head of Allensworth. I thought he was going out of bounds. It went to F-Tank.
Yeah.
Dance made a cut. They went inside. Good hands out of Palmyra. Kenny, Smith, Hammond back in the ball game. I'll check from the shot from the right side.
Very patient. Very patient for the Raiders right there. I almost said Blue Devils, but very patient and got a nice three-point shot from Mr. Dance right there, Alex Dance.
And that three-pointer was brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. 12th and Seminary Road. WoodmartBuildingCenter.com. 25 for the Raiders, 28 for the, well, check that. About that time, Bach says, here's another little fader inside.
He's got a nice touch for a sophomore.
Yeah, he's got 12 now.
Yeah.
30-25, 7 minutes left. Third quarter action here. Wellman and Longo on this Tuesday night. Got to always check my calendar on those. They all run together, Coach.
I hear you.
On the perimeter. Raiders moving into the right corner. Alonso brings it back out with a dribble. Back into the left corner. That's F-Tank. High post Miller turns around with the left. Good looking shot there. Good looking move.
And Raiders in a full court silly foul. But Raiders with the full court press. And the thing that I like about their first 2 offensive possessions, very patient, moving the ball, making the cuts, setting the picks. They weren't doing that in the first half.
30-27. Better add that 2 up there for us. Raiders in the half court on defense, man-to-man. Allensworth will come out and pick up McKinney. McKinney works back to the top, near the Palmyra Panther in the center circle. I believe, it's not on the court, but I thought this was the Coach Foster.
What they call 5
count.
Oh.
McKinney was dribbling around half court. Allensworth really didn't have it closely guarded.
No,
but
and
enough
he
for
made it move toward the basket, too, so doesn't your count start all over?
Yeah, well, remember in our day, you used to have a line out there that you had to break the line before coming in.
I remember dribbling in front of it and then dropping back out.
Yep.
And then you dribble in front of it. I don't think that was a 5-second call, to be honest with you.
Well, it was a passive one at that. Half-court set.
And the far referee called it, not the guy right on top of it. The guy by the scores table, referee by the scores table is the one that called it.
Right where Brian Ray was waiting. Good reverse layup there by Knoyer. Gets the move from the right side, takes it to the left side for the basket.
No, they're going to call a foul there. I agree, Notre Dame. I don't think that was a foul. I think that's a Notre Dame possession underneath the basket, but referee underneath the basket called a foul on
Carter Miller?
Notre Dame. Who did he call it on?
Carter Miller, his first. Second on the Raiders in the third quarter here. Full court pressure being applied by the Raiders. Passive now as Allensworth will pick up the guard. That's McKinney coming across the timeline. McKinney backs it out, hesitates, use that left hand. Through the legs and crossover. Trying to go to the basket, does. He had help there for Miller with a blocked shot, but I think Allensworth rode him along the way. Jace gets called for his second.
I'll say this. Notre Dame's come out here in the second half, moved the ball, done more of a team thing. The last 2 possessions for Palmyra is they've given it to McKinney, and he was going to do a one-on-one move there, and he did a one-on-one move here compared to the first half when they moved the ball around and passed the ball. So it's sort of reverse roles as far as the team concept goes here early in the third quarter. The Palmyra's up 31-29.
He talked to Coach Almix the other night in the post game, and even in the pregame too. He's still trying to get these guys learning their system and developing, and they're learning each other. So it's a work in progress. There's a lot of ability out there, and they can go deep, but it is a work in progress. And so, the other night you might have saw 3 guys in tune with what they were doing, 2 guys not quite there yet. And so until they get it all in gel, it's like your old jalopy that goes, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. So
wait a minute. There's a lot going on here. Both coaches for Notre Dame are up and in arms about something.
When I thought they had called, because Bauckham came in like they were going to wave everybody back. So I don't know what's going on.
I wish I knew.
I don't either. You can't even figure this one out.
No, I wish I knew.
Hey, McKinney, 2 for 2 on this basket now. He's enjoying this end. And for Ryan, hitting those baskets, he was having a tough first half.
McKinney?
Yes.
On free throws.
You got it. Otherwise, he was playing some pretty good ball. Raiders in the half-court set. Down by 3, 32-29. Works around to the left. Miller outside now trying to go Knoyer. And that was the other thing I saw him down in Hannibal. A lot of their shots inside when they went to the basket. Shoulders weren't square, and they were doing the over your shoulder, trying to kind of in between a hook and a good strong move. Triggering the ball is Dance. Goes in the far corner. Knoyer has it, brings it back out. Bo F. Tank resets the offense. Left side, Miller. Knoyer working hard inside. Got a foul. It's going to be a foul inside. On a wrap inside. Inside, Knoyer was working hard. Bach's going to commit his third foul.
He's going to be coming out. He complains a lot, doesn't he?
Well, he's still a sophomore, so you know how that is when you're a sophomore.
I never complain.
Inside, Miller with a strong move. Cut through 2 of the Panthers. He scores. He's got a blue collar. He's gotten a little more height on him, and a little more strength, and that's why with that left hand, I'd like to see him take it hard to the hole.
I'm surprised he's not taking Bach out.
White gets called for the foul, his first. 5 minutes exact in the game. Check that the third quarter. I don't want to jump ahead there, folks. Somebody walked out of the room and came back in and said, what happened? Glad I could scare you a little bit there.
You say Bach's got 3 fouls?
Yes, he does.
I'm surprised he's staying in, aren't you?
Oh, White gets the rebound on that one. Miller misses the free throw, so Raiders are still down 32-31 inside 5 minutes now. Raiders come back in that man-to-man. Good drive to the basket. I think that's Miller coming up and on the reach because Kenoyer was playing good D. But then I guess he had a little body on the way. For Kenoyer, only his second foul. He had some foul trouble down to Hannibal, and we missed him for part of the game. So Kenoyer's going to take a break, dance as well. Gavin Dolman checks in. Connor Young. Staying in the game is Miller, F-Tank, and Pyatt. Allensworth also getting a break right now. Goes inside. Now the pass back to White. White cut to the basket. Oh, it was a good give and go, but a miss. Pyatt gets the rebound for the Raiders.
Remind me to talk about that inbounds play when we have a minute.
You got it. Looks like a restart for your soccer.
Yes.
Inside for Gavin Dolman. And behind him, Shepard made contact.
And nothing.
No, but at least he got the ball, at least for Palmyra. McKinney in the set. Into the left corner. White looks at a three, doesn't like it. Resets the offense to the top. Bach. Left side Smith. Mason Smith drives. Stops in front. Pulls up with a little short little hook. And he gets
Palmyra
the hit.
with the steal.
To Bach with a little 12-footer. No good. F-Tank with the rebound. Got to remember who made that basket right before that, Coach.
20. Is there 20? 22?
Shepard.
Yeah.
Shepard went with the number 2, yes.
Yeah.
With a little move. Thank you. I was so a good play on the defense. I was watching that. I had missed the basket then. Foul was called there on Shepard. For Shepard, his first.
That inbounds play. Even though we can't do a replay. Did you see how far spread out they put that team, which opened up the pass and the cut to the basket because everybody's out guarding so far that it opened that up. That was a beautiful inbound. I'm big into restarts.
Spacing.
I love it. Spacing. It's perfect spacing. Spread them out. Pass in. Drive to the basket because everybody else is out guarding outside the three-point line.
Young connects on his second free throw. And that is a key, too. A lot of times the Raiders and some of the teams we watched early in the season, spacing has been bad.
34-33, Palmyra up with 3:43. Look at that. 34-33, 3:43. Say that 3 times. That.
Yeah, I was going there. I was quick on that one.
I beat you.
Raiders, Dolman on the weak side. Actually, the strong side with a steal. In transition, they give it back to Dolman. Why not? Dolman takes it all the way down for the layup. The guy's going to get the hard work on one end, honor him on the other, whether it's a rebound or a steal. Palmyra in transition. Down by 1 now, 35-34.
Stay on your feet.
Shot from the corner, no good. Rebound tipped out. Shepard tracks it down. Down the baseline for White. White will kick it back out. Ball goes in the high post. White tries to make a move on Young. Now he finds Shepard down the block. On Robbie Reed. Turned around 3 times. I thought Reed did a good job of positioning.
I did too.
Young was on the backside. Did he reach in maybe? Yep.
What's he called? Oh, reach in.
So Young coming down to help out. Committed the foul. That's 5 fouls for the Raiders. 2:52 left in the third. And Shepard at the line hits the first free throw. So after a horrible first half, free throw-wise, Palmyra comes out in this half and hits the first 3 for 3. You know what that did, don't you?
What?
Nope, it did not. It did not jinx anybody here. 2 free throws, 36-35. Palmyra regains the lead. Shepard takes a seat, as well as Mason Smith. We'll check your lineup here in a second. As the Raiders bring the ball down court. Young has it. Young, Pyatt. Robbie Reed, Pyatt. Allensworth back in the ball game, and Gavin Dolman. Pyatt is not there twice.
Short.
His 3 is no good. Allensworth with a strong rebound from the short corner. Allensworth misses. Robbie Reed over, gets it. It rolls out. That ball looked like it was in the basket.
I thought it was just going to drop through, but it banged around about 4 times.
It must be that basket then after the Palmyra Panthers had a tough time in the first half. And now from the corner, Justin Bach hits a 3-pointer. Bam, from outside. And with that, a timeout called. I wasn't sure if Altmix called that with 2:13 left.
Coach Ray did.
And Palmyra with a 39-35 lead. Third quarter action. We're back with more on mechasportsco.com.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiberg Insurance at 217-224-0000. 888-866-7774 and let them help build a Pekin Insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
Back in Palmyra at the timeout. Coach Ray calls the timeout after the made basket. Bach hit a three-pointer. I forgot what happened there after he hit that three. He had 10 in the first half. He's got 15 in the ball game right now. We talked about Palmyra in the first half, 3 for 13 from the charity stripe, 4 for 4 now in the second half.
Maybe it is the basket.
So
maybe there's a
tweaked a little bit there.
I don't know.
Little vibrator bouncing the thing off. 2:13 left, third quarter action. Raiders will have the basketball. And thought there was going to be a little pressure there, but everybody drops back now. Alex Dance brings it across. Jackson Pyatt in the high post is Galvin Doman. Flashing up the left side, Jace Allensworth. Right corner, Robbie Reed. Inside 2 minutes in the third. Allensworth, three-pointer, no good. Ball comes out. McKinney gets the rebound for Palmyra. McKinney in there, also in the ball game now. Raisin Miller, number 4, along with White, Bach, McKinney, and Mason Smith. Long outside shot, good. Bach drills a three-pointer. Boy, he's loving it.
Yes, he is.
Having a night out here, 42-35. Opens a lead up of 7 for the Panthers. Inside, good pass there from Pyatt.
Good answer by the Raiders.
Down to Reed for the bucket. That was a little 8-point run answered finally by the Raiders. Raiders steal the ball, come back in the half-court set. Down the line. Dance looked, takes it in, goes to the left. Good shot by Alex Dance, taking it inside all the way to the hole.
Alex Dance.
In the set, White passes up the three-point shot. He'll get it off to Bach. Keep an eye where he's at. Inside 1 minute left in the third quarter action.
I'm not going to say they're going to hold it for the last shot, but I think they're going to be very patient offensively. Nope, Bach with a little fadeaway, a little off. Oh, nobody blocked out.
Three Raiders were there. And coming down to get the ball was Miller. Another opportunity for Palmyra. Now, that was everybody screened out well, but in theory, the ball should be able to hit the floor. But at some point, somebody needs to grab it.
That's a silly foul by Mr. Dance. He grabbed onto him, grabbed onto Box, and now they're going to be shooting 2, right?
Third one for Alex. First one since the first quarter when he had both of them. 10. We had more fouls, so yes, with 26.6.
And that's just a silly foul right there. With the time running down and they're just setting a pick, he just sort of grabbed the guy and moved him aside. You can't do that. Last time I checked the rules.
And the bad part, as we mentioned, dead ball points, you reach in on the foul as well, and you send him to the line. That's the difference, too, because, again, in the normal third quarter, that was only foul number, it might have been 7 now, so we might have been at the bonus. Right. I think Gavin Dolman must have had a little blood on him.
Well, they're sending him back in. What's going on here?
And we do the revolving door at there. We got 2 guys waiting to go in, 3 guys waiting to go in.
Well, we had 3 guys come out, and all 3 guys came back in, and the 3 guys are standing. Why can't you?
Because it's in between the 2 shots. You can't check in
so
until
now you
in between. Yeah, so it looks silly, but that is what you have to do.
I mean, that's a line change right there. Palmyra had 3, and so did the Notre Dame had 3.
We'll check them when we start the fourth quarter. How about that? 26.6.
I'll be honest with you. I'd have somebody up there for Bach, because you don't want him to pick up a third. Boy, you act like I knew what I was doing while I was coaching. Guess who's coming out?
Mr. Bach.
You don't want him to pick up a 4th foul with 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter or third quarter, because he's your hot hand right now. You need him in the fourth quarter.
Hit those last 2 free throws. Down to 20 seconds left. Raiders have the basketball.
44-39.
Dan sets it left side. Back to the top. Canoyer. Everybody's on the perimeter here, working that same type of offense Palmyra was running on that end of the floor. Down to 10 seconds. Kind of far. We got to make something go towards the basket. F-Tank. Back out to Dance. No, it's knocked away by White. F-Tank tracks it down from the corner. Canoyer throws it up at the buzzer off the iron. Not the high-quality percentage shot you want, but we played 3 quarters. Your score, Palmyra 44, QND 39. Back with the fourth quarter right here from Palmyra on megasportsco.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Back at Palmyra, fourth quarter about ready to go. As we start off first quarter, Palmyra led 11-10. Halftime, they built up a 28-22 6-point lead. Third quarter, Raiders took the lead 35-34 before an 8-point run and a 7-point lead. And it ends up a 5-point at the quarter buzzer, 44-39 for Palmyra.
Going to be an interesting fourth quarter. Going to be what team can be composed and what team is going to make the most of every offensive opportunity you have and make the most out of that offensive opportunity.
Palmyra in the third quarter turns it back around on the free throw side, 6 out of 6.
Interesting.
Notre Dame goes 1 for 3 after going 3 for 3. So
we'll blame it on the basket.
We'll check that for the whole year, which baskets went and how it went. Palmyra's going to start off for the fourth quarter with the basketball, working in the left set there. Box out there with Shepard, McKinney, Smith, and there's a backdoor cut by Shepard. Shepard kicks it back out, left side, three-pointer good.
What an offensive set to come out and start the fourth quarter. That was well played by Palmyra and an unforced turnover there by the Raiders. Just you got to get the ball first before you think about attacking that basket. So will Palmyra take advantage of that bad turnover, unforced turnover?
Full court pressure coming now from the Raiders. That got to half court, and it was definitely going to be somebody was going to be open down on this end. Luckily, a good recovery by Connor Young to make that ball go back out. Raiders still in that man-to-man set. Shepard out near half court. The weave, as we just mentioned, outside, looking for Curly Neal and Meadowlark Lemon in that lineup. Old timers, ask your great-grandparents or your grandparents.
What we're talking about?
Exactly. Foul inside.
I don't know.
He looked at White and calls it on White. I thought it was going to be against the Raiders.
So did I.
For the White, because there was 2 Raiders down there. First foul of the fourth quarter will go against Palmyra. White, his second foul. Boy, this is like a gym, too. It's warming up in here a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm ready to take my jacket off. I don't know what's going on. They must have turned the heat on or something.
Raiders with the basketball in the half-court set. 7 minutes left in this game. Drive to the hole. Allensworth strong. Oh, my. A good move. It took one bounce off the front of the rim, and instead he'd be looking at a possible 3.
Yeah, strong move to the basket. Just didn't get it to drop in for him.
Shepard called, maybe more importantly, after 1 minute, 2 fouls against Palmyra, closer to that 5 fouls.
You don't want that. You don't want that clock to stop and have the other team have the opportunity to score, and Palmyra's setting themselves up for that.
The Raiders don't mind it.
47-40, 7 minutes to go. Palmyra in the lead, 47-40.
Hey, a shout out to Mike Moyers, who lives just right here to the west of us. Little bit.
There's another good man.
Missed on the second free throw. Oh, and a steal there. Good job by Carter Miller and Jackson Canoyer set up a trap.
Yeah, and I think what happened there is Palmyra all ran away from the ball, thinking, okay, we got the rebound, and he had no place to pass it, which led to the jump ball situation, or not jump ball, but a steal, and Raiders at the free throw line, only 5 seconds off the clock. Anytime you score points with the clock stop, you're a better team.
That was the third foul, on Shepard. Third foul against Palmyra as well. Free throw is good by Miller. He'll get another one. So they start to take this basket and make 3 out of 4. So, okay, that theory was waived on that end of the floor. Full court pressure coming from the Raiders.
Yeah, Notre Dame has really picked it up defensively. Got a 5-second count, and a steal by the Raiders.
Allensworth gets the steal. Gives to F-Tank. F-Tank off the glass. No good. Rebound inside by Palmyra. Palmyra's going to outlet it. Had a good look after the steal. Had a good shot. Just won't stay down. Half court set. Passing up the 3 with Smith. Good idea. Shepard has the ball now on the right wing. Ball stays over there with White. White back to the top. Oh, I'll tell you what. There was contact, but I actually, in this one, Thought Knoyer had some good D.
I thought he stepped in at the perfect time, and the player from Palmyra, number 1, what's his name, White?
Yep.
I think he sort of stepped into him to make the contact.
Knoyer gets called for his third, though. First for the Raiders in the fourth. 6:20 left. Palmyra 47, QND 42. Way back in the backcourt. Oh, and tell you, McKinney had to get over Dance to get the ball. Almost got whistled possibly on that one. Good defense by there. And no, good job there by not calling a foul. Dance, though, getting aggressive out there. White gives it inside. Smith turns. Good pass and a good finish.
That was a little helter-skelter, but it ended up 2 points for Palmyra. 49-42, 6 minutes to go. Raiders quickly drawing the foul underneath the basket. That's a 4th team foul. So you're 5:57 to play, and you picked up your 4th team foul, which means every foul after this, Notre Dame will shoot 2 free throws. That's a long time to go without fouling.
You got that right.
I got a feeling that ain't going to happen.
And Dance gets to shoot 2. Alex hits the first.
I see Dad standing down there in the corner. I don't see Mom anywhere. Oh, there she is. She's sitting
Foul
in the
was
crowd.
called on McKinney, his second foul in the ball game. And Dance rolls the second one in. So Alex with 2 there. Cuts it to a 5-point deficit. Raiders down 49-44. Ball gets to half court. Trap. And there's Bo F-Tank with the ball. F-Tank in the half court set. Back to Dance. Fires the 3.
Timeout.
Good.
Coach, you need a timeout.
Dance from the top of the key hits the 3. Brought to you by Woodmark Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. Raiders are within 2, 49-47. Into the half court set for Palmyra. Skip it left side. Box going to drive in. Somebody needs to come up and take a charge on that. Luckily, Carter Miller gets the rebound. Here come the Raiders the other way. Dance going to take another one. They're going to count it, but he was standing on the line. I had the view, Coach, another one. Did you see that?
Yes.
He was definitely standing on the line, but that three-pointer brought to you by Woodmark Building Center. Right side 3, no good, no check. That was just a regular basket.
This is all Notre Dame right now with a 50-49 lead and a drive to the basket. That's the old Euro step, wasn't it, right there?
And he did a couple good moves the other night against Hannibal. And that was Jace Allensworth. This one gets blocked, though, and Palmyra has the basketball in the half-court set. And Allensworth did a good job of finger rolling that time, but I think maybe a little stronger all the way to the other end. McKinney from the left side. He drives in, stops that 8-point run by the Raiders, regains the lead with 4:36 left. Panthers 51, Raiders 50. We got some excitement here in Palmyra. Come on back. Megasportsco.com.
Aches and pains are a normal part of life, but when they become too much, we have a team of orthopedic surgeons ready to give you relief. The need for joint replacements continue to rise, and our team stays up to date with the latest technology and robotic solutions. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. We've got you covered from head to toe.
And don't forget to stick around after the ball game. We'll have the Hardee's post-game show. We'll hear from Coach and the coach's comments. Brought to you by QND and our Freiburg Insurance Player of the Game. Raiders do a nice run off there, starting the quarter off. They're 11 before that last shot, 11-5 run. Last shot there made it a 51-50 lead for Palmyra.
Remind me to talk about the timeout because I watched Coach Ray right there.
Ball goes inside. Good move there. Alex Dance worked his way down low. Good job by Dance.
And that's what the correction was right there. And I'll talk about it when there's a foul or a turnover.
Palmyra with the basketball. Raiders with the lead, 52-51. Halfway through the fourth quarter, 4 minutes left and counting. Raiders staying in man. Both teams have played man-to-man. Nobody's really shifted out of that.
No.
McKinney starts to make a drive against F-Tank. They both wear number 24. Back out on the outside. Mason Smith just hit one a minute ago. He hits another 3. Hate to give up their threes. First of all, giving up an open shot like that. Palmyra regains the lead by 2. Dance wanting to go to the hole. A little quick on that one.
Yeah, that's
traveling.
That's a little frustration after the play, too. He almost took like 2 steps before he put the ball down on the dribble there.
Dance in the second half. He had 5 in the third quarter. He's got 10 in this quarter for 15.
Okay, what Palmyra wasn't doing is running a person to the middle right here.
Exactly.
And that's what he corrected, and now they've broken the press twice with no problems. A little bit of problems, but a lot better than what they were doing. They weren't sending anybody to the middle. A nice entry pass. Is he going to get the bucket out of it?
Shepard inside.
Might be a timeout by Notre Dame here. Nice little run by Palmyra.
Raiders go back in the half-court set. Right side, Dance, three-pointer, no good. Trying to track it down, Connor Young. Young's going to get the foul, his third foul for the Raiders now. Their second, I believe, in this quarter. 4 still on Palmyra. And the last couple of minutes, they haven't fouled yet either.
Right.
Again, Notre Dame's shooting 2 the rest of the way out.
And I'm shocked that it's gone this long. Now, what Palmyra's doing is they're running a guy to the middle here to suck that guy in, and that creates that offense a little bit easier for them to get across half court compared to what they were doing.
Yep. And then when he goes to the middle, usually opposite. That time, middle was disappeared, so the opposite pass went there anyway.
Yes.
High McKinney being guarded out there by Dance. Brings it left side. Oh, and a good move.
Blocking.
Dance had a good idea of stepping up, taking the charge. The problem was he didn't get out
quick enough.
And it was at a 45-degree angle with the contact, so Dance gets called for the foul. His fourth, by the way. He had those 2 in the first quarter. More importantly, it's 4-3 on the fouls. Again, you'd like to be at the line before giving the chance for Palmyra to get to the line.
Did I turn that off?
You did a good job. You can bring it back up. Yes.
Okay.
Never heard you.
I did.
In the half-court set. Bach backs it up. He's got Allensworth on him. White comes to help him. In the left corner, Smith. Right corner, Shepard. On the other side over there is Bach. That's your Palmyra lineup on offense. Defense. Dance, F-Tank, Allensworth, Dolman. Dolman could have came over to help. A little late. And got lucky it wasn't a three-point play.
Yeah, very
He got in the air. Now, when you're in the air like that, when you come down, you come on the player with the ball, with the arms, not trying to hurt him, but you got to make the foul and bring it down. That almost went in. Dolman, his first.
That'd been a backbreaker, but now he's got a, man,
he moved it back a little bit.
Yes, he did, didn't he? He's probably, what, 2 foot off the free throw line?
Did he do that earlier? I didn't check.
I didn't check either. He's at least 2 foot off that free throw line.
I'll tell you about Mr. Bixel when he had trouble shooting.
And no wonder he's back there. He hits it perfect, 2 for 2.
That's a 7-point run now from Palmyra, who now leads by 6 after the Raiders took that 1-point lead.
Yeah, good timeout, Coach Altmix.
Altmix calls a timeout, 2:25 left in this one. Palmyra 58, QND 52. Back more on meccasportsco.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Can you repeat that again? And we're back to action here. Palmyra, 2:25 left. Palmyra leads 58-52. They ran off the last 7 points. And, Coach, you told them they figured it out on that pressure by the Raiders run, that 1-2-2, and it was.
They finally put a guy into the middle of the press, and that brings those 2 guys in a 1-2 press. It brings those 2 guys into the middle a little bit closer, and then when they reverse it, that opens it up. I watched them during the timeout. Our job, I want the people to know, we're not coaching. We're just reporting what we see. And in no way am I saying that what they were doing was wrong. Coach Ray made that adjustment because the kids weren't doing it. And once they've done that, they've had no problem with the press. Now Coach Altmix calls a timeout when they're down by 6. We'll see what adjustments he makes and see if we can notice that.
Young steps behind a screen for 3. No good. Rebound inside. Allensworth gets it on the weak side of the board. Sneaks in barely. But we'll take it there. And that kills that 7-point run from Palmyra. Palmyra in the half-court set. Smith has it knocked away, out of bounds.
And again, if I'm a coach, I'm telling my kid, if that's not there, just circle back around and take it back out and set up your offense. He sort of forced it. Unfortunately, the Raiders put a hand on it, so Palmyra gets the ball back.
White will trigger on the baseline. Had a couple flashes, but nobody in a hurry. If Bo turns around on that, he might steal it from McKinney. In the left corner, Mason Smith got Allensworth up, but then the drive. Wow, off of Young's head with the pass.
That hurt me.
That was a good header there. I don't know if Young plays soccer, but the ball went right into the corner to Palmyra. Inside 2 minutes. McKinney starts to dribble there. He's got 3 guys in his area. Probably a good foul on Young, only because with 3 guys there, now one of them left,
yes,
it was going to be an advantage.
Somebody's going to be wide open.
Yep.
And so I don't know if that was their mind thing, but the foul did save them from giving up an easy bucket.
Now, I had him for 4, so that's where that other foul came from that I was missing for somebody. That's number 5 for Young. So with 1:41 left in the game, Connor Young checks out. He had 3 points in the ball game.
Dolman enters the game for the Raiders.
Dolman comes back into the ball game. So Dolman, Miller, Allensworth, F-Tank. Free throw good by no good by McKinney, and way back there is Alex Dance. Well, he was 4 for 4 in the second half before missing that one. Had a tough first half of a bunch. Second one goes in. 59-54. Raiders down in the half-court set.
Nope.
Long 3, no good. Rebound on the weak side, that's McKinney. McKinney in the half-court set. Trap was there, but got out of it. Ball gets reversed down to the left corner.
Good, smart play right there. They didn't need to shoot that. He had a wide-open shot, but now you're going to run off another 15, 20, 25 seconds off that clock.
Yep, White passed up that 3 in the corner.
Yes.
He's got it again in the corner.
Raiders have to make a decision, and I was going to say, that's probably not the foul you wanted, but you're to that point now where Palmyra's not looking to score. They're looking to run some clock and get that easy bucket, similar to what we said in the girls' game.
Well, Wyatt hasn't scored. He hasn't shot any free throws, so put him at the line with 112.
I think that's the kid that I would foul the rest of the game. Don't go in there, young man. They'll call lane violation.
Connects on the first one.
Got ice in those veins. Is his first free throw of the game?
Yes, foul was, first made shot or point. Gavin Dolman commits his second. 1:12 left, 6-point lead by Palmyra. Make it 7.
Notre Dame needs a really good offensive set here and an easy bucket. You got wide open underneath the basket. Missed it.
Down on the other end, Palmyra playing defense. Young commits the foul there.
I think that's what Coach is telling you. You don't need to foul. Just play defense, keep them in front of you, and make them pass the ball.
Everybody's got 5 fouls the rest of the game out for team fouls. Dance will go to the line to shoot 2. For White, it was his 3rd foul.
And I'll repeat, there's nothing better than scoring points when the clock is stopped.
Yep, dead ball points. And Dance does get the one to roll around the rim a little bit.
It goes with the name. It danced around and went in.
There you go. No pun intended. Yes, there is. All of us teachers who had them bad puns. We heard a lot of them when we were growing up. We just passed them along.
We didn't invent the wheel.
Second one, and the same shot, really. It bounced around.
That's
the
unusual.
Same amount went in. And a timeout with 1:04 left. Palmyra 61. 56 on the other side. We're going to keep it right here as both coaches decide what they have to do.
I wish I could be down by Notre Dame and looking at the clipboard what Coach Altmix is drawing up. I think you see full court pressure, trap. Once they get across half court, I think you have to foul. You can't let them run off 15, 20 seconds each time they come down court. But I think, excuse me, you try to get the steal. You don't get the steal. You pressure it up to half court. Once they come across half court, take your chances at the free throw line.
And I've watched some games here recently, too, where out of control in situations, it's like, do we know what we're doing? Now, it wasn't this game, by the way. 1:04 left, 61-56. Or I've watched teams come down. Maybe it's been the younger groups, and they're down by 6 or 8, and they're not putting any pressure on to try to steal the ball, and they're letting the clock just wind out. And, of course, that's young teams and young coaches.
Right.
McKinney will trigger it in for Palmyra. 84 feet away. Check that 85 feet away. It'd be 94 if you're on the college court. Ball gets into Bach. Bach gets fouled. I'm not sure they wanted that foul, but I guess they'll take it.
You know, people that are listening know me are going to say, of all people to say that, the way that these coaches talk to the officials, wouldn't it be great if an official turned around and said, why did you make that substitution? I mean, they think that's okay, and I was that way. I yelled at the officials. I'm not going to deny that. But it'd just be funny if an official, as both free throws go in for Bach, as they move up to a, 9-point lead?
No. A little full court pressure as well.
63-56, under a minute, and the Raiders, Lose possession underneath their own basket. Went from almost making a layup to a turnover. Raiders have picked it up, full court press here. They got somebody, Palmyra's got somebody way down here wide open. I don't think you can pass it that far.
Shepard's hanging down here. It's 57.7 seconds and a quick foul in the backcourt. Dance is like, what? After he's been doing such a good job after those 2 first fouls in the first quarter, and now he's going to foul out. 56.6 left. He's been really key for the Raiders. Connor Young fouled out with 1:41 left. He's got 17 unofficially. And they were all in the second half for Dance.
Pyatt coming into the lineup for Dance, who just fouled out.
Young fouled out at the 1:41 mark with 3 points. McKinney shooting the 15-foot free throw from 17.2.
Yeah.
Misses one. He'll
for
have
those
another.
people that can't see it, he has a good 1.5 2 foot off that free throw line and misses both. And rebound to the Raiders.
Raiders will move down court. F-Tank through traffic. Had it knocked away. Allensworth goes in. Allensworth gets it up on the glass or on the rim. No good. Carter tried to tip it in. Allensworth tips once. No. Carter tried to tip that one. Palmyra fell down with the basketball in the corner.
It's got, this referee pointed for Palmyra. Yeah, I thought it was too. I do. I thought it was Palmyra's ball. I'll be honest with you.
I couldn't see, Coach, so I can't tell you.
I was watching it. Coach Altmix better be careful.
Yeah, as official, you won't call a T in this spot.
I would hope not.
I think Coach Ray wants to call a timeout. 38.1. We'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back. 7-point lead from Palmyra. And you're watching Area Basketball, Raiders and Panthers, right here on MegaSportsCo.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Back in Palmyra, excitement down in the corner as Raider fans thought it was the Raiders' ball.
I'll be honest, I was watching it. It is definitely Palmyra's ball.
Good call.
I'm not saying anything but it was Palmyra's ball. I think the referees made a good call.
There you go, 38.1 left, 63-56. You know, that key was that 7-point run building up the 6-point lead at 58-52. Everything's been free throws. Palmyra, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight free throws is how their scoring has gone the last 7 points.
Tommy Horns, I agree. Coach Altmix, yeah, put the ball down and start counting.
Wow, we didn't.
No,
I don't like it, but they should because that was a second horn.
That was the second horn.
And see, Altmix is saying, why don't you call? You put the ball down. He's trying to settle him down, but, well, he's actually saying only one coach can stand. But no sense getting mad about it now, but it should have been. Now, it always looks Bush League, but in this case, if you can't break, and it's probably a quick either turnover or a 5 call.
Put the ball down.
All right, here we go. Back to action now.
This is a big inbounds play here.
Miller's going to be out in front garden. Dolman's out there with Pyatt. Also Allensworth and F-Tank. Trouble getting it in the corner. They get it into White. Oh, jump ball. I agree. Now, Dolman did a great job of getting the jump ball. White thought he was going to get fouled.
Still Palmyra ball.
Miller was going to come fouling, so I'm glad it wasn't.
I think you sent someone long.
You're
having a heck of a time trying to get that ball in.
You're up by 7, so why not?
Yeah. I mean, even if you lose it, you're going to run off 8 seconds, 10 seconds before they score. Now you're down to
now Notre Dame gets the basketball in the possession now.
It is Notre Dame ball.
Box out of bounds play. F-Tank pops out behind the screen.
Big bucket.
Oh, and it could have been a foul, too. Weak side dropped there by Mason Smith. Mason looks down and zips it right by Shepard.
Nope.
Had him wide open.
They got a technical on the bench.
Altmix did?
Yes.
Why?
All I saw is Bachman turn around and give a technical. Now you have to sit down.
Now the play is all the way down here. You get the basketball back down by 7. Yes, upset about that down there, but you got the basketball back.
I know. I'd like to know what the technical was I'm sure it had to be. You're only supposed to have one coach stand.
Yes.
Well, they've had 4 standing. So
he probably did give it to him then.
Yeah.
And it wasn't probably something he said. Bach goes to the line to shoot the technicals.
And you get the ball back.
He misses the first
when
of the
it
night.
could have been your ball down here with no technical,
Yes,
right?
Right. So now you give 2 shots, you lose the ball. Bach hits 1 out of 2. That's his first miss of the night, by the way.
On free
from
throws?
the free throw line. 64-56, 24.7. But like you said, you lose the basketball too.
And you can't coach. I mean, you can coach, but it's hard to coach down on the bench.
Yep.
Palmyra gets it in easy. You got to foul, boys.
Pyatt playing Dion Bach. Trying to get a steal without it. 2 guys try to get the steal on that one. Bach picks it up down to 12 seconds. Being back out, it's going to end right here as Pyatt's going to come out and make the foul, his second. Bach's going to go back to the line to shoot 2 more.
24 minus 9. 13
15.
seconds. Huh?
24 minus 9, 15.
15 seconds ran off that clock when you had a chance to foul up here. And Bach sets up to the free throw line, hits it.
Good against sophomore. 1 more to come. Stick around. The post-game show brought to you by Hardee's at 30th and Broadway. Both are good. Coming down. Carter Miller will just lay it in. And it won't even be brought back in after that. As there's the final buzzer. Raiders late in this one. As really not so much the Raiders as Palmyra picks it up late in the ball game here at the end. And then they get their free throw work done. They score their last 10 points from the free throw line, only missing 2 free throws. So with that, so your end here, the Lady Raiders win the first ball game, and it's a split in the Notre Dame Palmyra matchup. As your final here, Palmyra 66, QND 58. That'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. When we return, we'll have the Hardee's post-game show. We'll also hopefully talk to the coaches in that. If not, we'll talk to ourselves in the coaches, brought to you by Cunis. And then we'll have our players of the game for both teams here in Palmyra. One more time, the final from your regular portion of the broadcast. Palmyra 66, QND 58. And you've been listening to Area Basketball, the Raiders and the Panthers, right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back to Palmyra for the Hardee's post-game show, brought to you by Hardee's at 30th and Broadway. Stop by in the morning and see Brian Harm. Stop by in the afternoon. Stop by in the evening. Anytime there. I don't think they're open all night long like the old days, are they?
I don't think so.
So I don't think anybody's open all night long, are they, Coach?
You know, with this minimum wage being as high as it is, I don't know if it's worth it.
I would have to agree with you there. So anyway, here's how the ball game went. Started off the first quarter after 1. Great matchup there. Palmyra leads 11-10. Halftime, Palmyra stretched it 28-22 to 6. Third quarter went back down to 5. Raiders were back in at 44-39. And then in the fourth quarter, free throws down the way. The Raiders led 50-49 in the fourth after an 8-point run. After a bucket from both teams, Raiders still led 52-51. It was that 7-point run that got away. Raiders found themselves down by 6 and couldn't get to it and ended up losing by 8.
Probably not the finish that Coach Altmix wanted as far as getting that lead and then to not be able to finish that off. And if he comes up, well, or sort of talk to them a little bit. I mean, I like a lot of things that they do, but I don't know where this ranks as far as where they played and how they played this year. So that'll be one of the questions I like to ask them is where does this type of game fit into the realm? What's their record, the Raiders?
Well, now they are 5-2.
5-2. And in the first 6 games, where does this rank as far as what he's trying to do? And again, it's a first-year coach. They're learning what he has to do. I'm sure he's doing it at the JV level. I'm sure he's doing it at the younger level so that when they get up there, you just don't come in and build a program on the first year. It takes a while to do it. I wish it was that easy, but it's not that easy to do. And once he gets his program in and the players doing it, I think you'll see that transition from a freshman to a sophomore to a JV to a varsity type of game.
Let's break down the scoring here, and unofficially here, because I do this fast to get you the scores right away. If I had about 4 more minutes here, I'd get this right. It's funny because I think I'm missing 1 point on the Raiders side, and there's 1 extra on the Palmyra side, or vice versa. But we'll figure it out here. Unofficially for the night, as Palmyra improves now to 3-3, I believe. No, check that. They were 5-1 coming in. They're 6-1. Their only loss is in overtime at Monroe City for the championship of the 100th Monroe City to the host school.
Coach Ray is a good coach.
Oh, he is indeed.
Does a very good job.
Yep. For Palmyra, they led in scoring unofficially 25 points out of Hudson Brock. Only 2 in the first quarter, so he picked it up late. Last quarter, he was just 5 for 6 from the charity stripe, although he finished the night 7 for 8 from the charity stripe. 10 points out of Ryan McKinney. I had 9 for Mason Smith, also 9 for Luke Shepard. Also 9 for Mason Smith, there he's already been said. And then we had 4 points from Braden Smith. Is that right? Wow, I didn't remember him coming in and making the call. Those might be
free throws.
Mason Smiths. No, I think there might be Masons. He might have had 13.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll go on there. He had 2 Smiths right next to each other. A bucket by White, a bucket by Miller, and a bucket by Hammond. And that's unofficially 66. Don't try to count it because I'll have to later on for you. 58 on the other side for the Raiders. They were led in scoring 17 out of Alex Dance all in the second half before fouling out at 56.6 seconds in the game. Connor Young fouled out with 1:41 left in the ball game. Jace Allensworth had 13, 8 points out of Carter Miller inside, all in the second half, by the way. 6 points from Gavin Dolman off the bench, 4 from Bo F. Tank, 4 also from Jackson Canoyer, 3 from Connor Young, who did foul out, and 2 from Robbie Reed. And checking out there, Jackson Pyatt was in the game for a lot of the game, did not score. And on the other side, just checking if there was anybody else that was in that much that did not score, and that is a no. So there you have it on the box scores. Let's pick our players of the game for each team, and I'm going to go first this time, and I'll take Palmyra.
Okay.
And so it's pretty easy. The sophomore had a heck of a game.
Yes, he did.
While Ryan McKinney was strong out there. He had his 10 points, and the supporting cast of Mason Smith, Luke Shepard, White came in to play a lot. Really, it was a team effort for those guys on the other side.
Yes.
But Hudson came out with 25 points and really sparked it, especially the second quarter, those 8 points, then hit a couple threes, and then finished up at the free throw line. So Hudson Bach, he's our player of the game on the Palmyra side. What do you like at ND?
I like Dance. I just think that he is the general of that team. He's the one that really gets them going. He's the one that controls the offense. And I know, was he the leading scorer?
He had 17. Now, Allensworth is always strong in there, but, yeah, his 17 all came in the second half because he spent a lot of time on the bench with 2 fouls.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is they were behind, but when he was playing and he was on in the second half, he helped them get back to that lead. But him picking up that 5th foul sort of took the wind out of their sail, I guess would be a good word to use. But I like what he does. I like a good general on the floor that can control your team. I think he does a good job at that.
There you go, the players of the game. And with that, we'll hear from Freiburg Insurance Agency, your player of the game sponsor right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiburg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiburg Insurance at 217-224-7774 and let them help build a Pekin insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
And back here at Palmyra is you see everybody out there waiting around afterwards for their favorite either Panther or Raider out here. Our players of the game, again, Freiburg Insurance Agency, and congratulations Hudson Bach and also Alex Dance, Notre Dame and Palmyra. Flipped them over on which team they belong to. For the Raiders now, and I'm not sure if I brought their schedule out from this point on, because they'll get into the holiday. They've got a 9:30 game at the State Farm.
That's crazy.
They open up. The worst part about it is the Quincy High girls play at 8. So for us, trying to cover both is tough. Coach Dance has an 8 o'clock game and then has to rush across town to watch his son play at 9:30. We will be at that game probably, but probably only catching the end of that after we catch the Quincy High girls at Bloomington at 8 o'clock. So, but looking forward.
A basketball game in an hour and a half and then drive across town?
Yeah, you never make it.
Yeah,
now, you'll make it to watch, yes.
Yeah.
But you won't make it to broadcast, and
No.
that's just it. So, with that, I do not have the Raiders' following schedule. I know they've got a couple more games, or at least one more game before that, and I'll pick that up a little later on. So, anyway, post-game show here. Last thoughts, Coach, on what you're thinking, and we'll take this as our coach's comments from you and I, since I think Coach Altman's probably a little upset with the way things finished, probably frustrated himself for getting the technical.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and it could have been not him directly, it could have been just too many guys standing up and too many warnings.
I imagine that's probably what it was, and if he shows up, I mean, that's probably not the focal point of what's going on, but we could sure ask him what happened there. I like what Notre Dame does. I like Dance at the point guard. I like what they do offensively. I just didn't see the consistency during the whole course of the game. And I think once that comes into effect, the consistency from start to finish, they could be a pretty tough outcome come to the regionals. They've got some good size. They've got some good athletes, and it'll take them a while to adjust to what Coach Altmix wants to do. I mean, I'm repeating myself, but people don't realize it. That's a hard job to do, is come into a program. When a coach had been there, how long was Kevin Myers there? 12 years, 13 years?
Roughly, because I think I had him for, well, he was in 1 year before I started in 16 to cover them. Beard and I covered him in 16, so you figure that was 8 years plus the year before I think he had. So at least 9, if not 10 years, I believe.
And it's tough.
And again, he was also, though, with Douglas.
Yes.
And he was with Orne.
I saw Scott Douglas
and he went
here.
to John Wood, too. Yes.
His grandson?
Xavier. No, it's his last son.
That's his last one?
Yep. And it's a Z in the alphabet. And if you know that family, they started with Ashley.
Right.
And as they got along the way, Cassidy, Gabrielle, and then pretty soon they started thinking, wait a minute, we're alphabetical, so they had to stay with
keep it that way.
And they did. After Sam, they went to Tony, who was right day behind Sydney, born on January 2nd, Sydney on January 1st, my daughter, by the way. And then they came up with Zane and Xavier.
Oh, wow.
And so there you go. And I would have thought Xavier was with an X, but it's with a Z, so it can follow in the alphabet.
Interesting.
There it was, little tidbits.
There you go.
You learn something every time you come on here.
Back to the original point is I think once they understand what Coach Altmix wants and how his system works, I think you'll see a different team than what we saw tonight compared to the team that gets ready for the regionals.
And I think you're seeing some of the things that you are seeing out of the Raiders is pretty good. I mean, you're seeing the aggressiveness out there on defense. The offense they just haven't gelled together, and defense always comes before offense. Even though some body contact at Hannibal the other night too, a little too much contact, and with not playing with your hands.
Right.
Or playing with your hands actually instead of playing with your feet, which that's what you're supposed to do. So, hey, let's hear from Kunis, and then hopefully Coach will sneak up here. He's right down the way. We'll give him a shout out here. But our coach's comments, of course, from Coach Longo, and we hear from Coach Altmix, are brought to you by the Kunis Auto Group, faith, family, and giving back.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Back here in Palmyra, and we're always the last in the gym. The old days, it used to be the last in regional time when you had extra ads, in your regional packages. So you ended up having to run 10 minutes of ads to get out of a gymnasium. For us, we just, of course, are waiting for their coaches for the last minute, and then we'll tear down and clear out of here.
But I am so used to that as a coach, being the last one to leave. So it doesn't really bother me. As a matter of fact, sometimes when we go to watch an event with my wife or someone, the game will end, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And she goes, no, let's just relax, let people clear out. And as a coach, you just sort of get used to it. You know, sometimes I'm there and I'd turn the lights off if I have to.
We'll be down in the CYO for 3 or 4 games a night every night, and you found yourself constantly in the gym, not even being able to coach a team, but watching a lot of the youth, which is so cool because some of these guys are the last guys I had in 1st and 2nd grade. I mentioned that the other night, and F-Tank and Allensworth and some of those guys.
Isn't it fun to see kids grow up?
Oh, they are. And, of course, our last girls group at 3rd and 4th grade, one's playing at Mizzou, you know, and she's doing a pretty darn good job here. By the way, happy birthday to Abby Schreck. It was on Sunday. It was her birthday. I thought about going down. It's the last game before the holiday for Mizzou, but it was a 1 day off for me. I think they played Lipscomb. She came off the bench. I think she only had 16 or 18 points, but led the team in scoring maybe with about 16. So doing a good job down there. But happy birthday, and I think it was her 20th birthday, I believe.
Gosh.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Altmix. Hey, Greg. Greg.
Up here. Maybe not.
Well, I don't think he knew we were up here because, again, he doesn't have us in the normal routine. The other night he had to come up at Palmyra and catch us.
Let's see if I can get the attention.
Well, I was trying to catch Alex down here, or Jordan, his son, who was down there on the end. I'm going to stand here a little bit and see if Greg wants to kid us, especially because I know you've got some questions out there. I want to hit him up.
I always have questions. And he might have to get to the bus and get his kids home, too.
Hey,
with
Coach Wassman.
We're trying to get Coach Altmix here. And
Coach Altmix.
Do you want?
He's not going to get away too fast, and of course, has got some speed there.
Got some hops to his.
I have not seen that speed out of Coach Altmix in a long time. And we're in the post-game show here, and thank you very much, Coach, for kind of joining us here. I know we were kind of stuck up here in the corner up here, so Coach Longo, go ahead, fire away.
I know it's a school night, so I won't keep you long. It's the first time I got to watch you, so I got to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, where did your kids play tonight on what you're trying to do, changing this program into your system of play? Tough question, I know.
It is, because they're giving me the effort.
Right.
They're trying to play hard. I'd still like to see another charge here and a get on the ground there. So, I mean, we can definitely up that. But, you know, we had a coaches meeting. We kind of talked, you know, December always seems to be kind of a frustrating month at times because you just can't seem to get it rolling.
Right.
You do some things well. You run a play, you get the good shot, and then you miss the bunny.
Exactly.
And then you play volleyball down there. And so that's what I told the guys. I said, I'm not going ballistic in the locker room on them or anything after the game because I'm like, okay, is there anything that happened tonight that we can't fix? Is there anything that we did that we aren't going to get better at?
Right.
And so, you know, obviously as a coach, you want to see that process expedited. You want to see them playing that sharp, crisp basketball in December. But especially coming into a new program and trying to get them to understand offensively, defensively, because people may say, well, you know, leg it and start throwing names out in different defenses and that. And it's like, but every coach has their own little intricacies that they apply to the offense, to the defense. And, you know, one of the things that we talked to the guys about is reading the defense, because we want to be able to run a play. We've got one play that we will eventually be able to run about 20 different ways because we're reading the defense and trying to see what the defense – okay, defense overplaying, I'm cutting backdoor, I'm rejecting the screen, I'm doing these things. And, I mean, we're in the infant stages right now. We're just getting that offense in, our offensive sets going. Guys are starting right now to just really – I mean, our guys are just starting to get comfortable with the offenses that we run. Once they get comfortable with it and have repetitions, and we're going to break it down for them,
right.
Now all of a sudden they're going to get into a game and say, okay, my guy's doing this, I'm going to do this. Because let's face it, how many guys honestly are standing out in the court looking at their defender?
Right.
I mean, you get caught ball watching. Right. Everybody does. So now all of a sudden we're trying to change habits, and, you know, habits are hard to break.
And it's funny you say that about your offense because Coach Conover, Phil Conover, we had a preset it was called, but there were so many options off of that. And once your kids get used to that, and I'm sure, and maybe not, but I'm positive because I know you, you're probably doing it with your freshman team. You're doing it with your sophomore team, so that by the time those kids get up to you, there's not a whole lot of coaching. It's fine-tuning what you want to do, and that's great. How much have you changed from Liberty to Notre Dame as far as your coaching style? Probably not much, but yet you still got to incorporate those things so that they understand it.
Oh, most definitely. And, you know, we talk about chess versus checkers and being able to move beyond just the basics. And, you know, it can be tough because sometimes when teams are athletic, you can get by with the basics and you don't have to move beyond that. And then all of a sudden, you know, you come up against somebody that's better than you and you get beat. And you're like, hey, what happened? It's like, you know, we need to be able to advance it. And I mean, you're right on with that of, hey, you got to know this because then we're going to build off of it. It's kind of like our inbounds plays. It's like, okay, you call it that way, but your guy's cheating that way. We're going to run it a different way because of – so rather than having, you know, 15 different out-of-bounds plays, let's have 6 and run them different ways.
The variations of it.
So
it's a school night. I appreciate it. I can't wait to watch you in the playoffs because I think by the time the playoffs come around, your team's going to be well-tuned.
I sure hope so. I'm expecting that. We're trying to cram everything into 1 year, and we'll see how good how good of a job I do with these guys.
Well, good things happen to good people, and you're a good person.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And, Coach, we won't see you before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you and your family and the Raiders. And then, of course, that 9:30 game at the State Farm, you got to like that. And if everything runs on time, it'll be 9:30. Otherwise, it'll be one of them late nights.
We'll get in bed probably about midnight, 12:30. So,
and normally we might ask you about 12 questions if it wasn't a school night to make you feel like it was one of those games. So anyway.
Well, I appreciate you guys covering us, and I hope both of you have a great Christmas break.
Thank you, sir. That's Coach Albings. Nice job there, Coach. As he'll head out there, finally give him a
Take
break
care.
until the next person yells at him in the gym for a little for something there. And we thank Coach there as it's the post-game show, the coach's comments, and it's brought to you by QND. As I waited a little while before I realized, you know what, I can catch you and guys on that, and I like that, to be able to catch your action right out there and the comments. So there we go. That was for the end there. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up and head on, because I'll see you on Thursday night for the last Quincy High girls game before you snowbird it to Florida.
That's East Moline, right?
That is East Moline at home. And then I'll be back with Pettit on Friday at East Moline, and then Saturday, Quincy High, Notre Dame. Make sure you come up, say hi to us up there, and because I'm sure you'll be at the game.
Awesome. Thanks.
Last thoughts on tonight?
I'm telling the people that are listening, this team comes around regional, I think you're going to see a totally different team. I like their athletic skill. I like the way Coach Altmix is talking about, hey, it's going to take us a while to do it, and as soon as they get grasp onto what he's doing, I think this team will take off even more.
Sounds like a winner. As we wrap it up, Coach Wassman tells us it's time to go home, folks. He might be his last year, but we're going to stretch out the last night here. The final here from Palmyra, it's the Panthers 66, the Raiders 58. You've been listening to Wellman and Longo right here on mechasportsco.com. Good night, everyone.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
You know, here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any 2 of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.